Hello students, our today's lecture topic is electrical machines. This is fifth part of this video lecture series. These are the following contents which we are going to study. We are going to study about the rotating magnetic fields, generation of this RMF for a two-phase supply and generation of RMF for a three-phase supply. Then we will also study about the synchronous speed. So, for AC machines, this magnetic field is rotating in nature because of which the rotor rotates. Let us see how this magnetic field rotates. So, for a two-phase supply, let the phase 1 flux will be given as phi equals to phi m sin omega t. So, it will be starting from this reference and the second flux will be shifted 90 degree after the first one. So this phase 2 flux will be given as phi equals to phi m sin omega t minus 90 degree. This phase 1 and phase 2 both are separated by 90 degree angle. So these are the two phases. So let us study how a rotating magnetic field develops. We will be studying for points this 0 degree, for this point 1 at 45 degree, for point 2 at 90 degree, for point 3 at 135 degree and point 4 180 degree. So when theta is equals to 0 degree, as you can see, for phase 1 the value of flux is 0, for phase 2 the value of flux is negative maximum. So the magnitude is phi m. So the resultant is in the downwards direction and its magnitude is phi m. For theta equals to 45 degree, that is the first point. The phase 1 is some value. This will be surely 1 upon root 2 because phi equals to phi m sin 45 degree. So this will be phi m by root 2. This value will be minus phi m by root 2 for phase 2. So the phase 2 is in this direction and the phase 1 is in this direction. If you calculate the resultant, what will be the resultant for this is root 2 times 1 upon root 2 times. This is also 1 upon root 2 times. Surely this is for this parallelogram is a square. So this diagonal will be root 2 times the side. So root 2 times into 1 upon root 2 will give you the resultant as phi m. So for theta equals to 45 degree, the resultant is again phi m. For theta equals to 90 degree, you can clearly see the phase 1 is at its maximum peak phi m and the phase 2 is 0. So the resultant is 90 degree. At 90 degree, the resultant is phi m. So you can see earlier the resultant was in downward direction, then it moved slightly in this direction, then again it came to this direction. Then similarly for theta equals to 135 degree, you will get the resultant as phi m in this direction, and for 180 degree you will be getting resultant in the upward direction. If you follow the cycle, you will get that this resultant rotating magnetic field is having a fixed magnitude. All the time we got a fixed magnitude phi m in this case, in this case, in this case, in these two cases also, and it is rotating in the clockwise direction. Earlier it was downwards, then it moved this side, then this side, then this side, and then this side. So in a clockwise manner this is rotating with a fixed magnitude as phi m. Now coming to generation of RMF for three-phase supply. So when we apply a three-phase supply to a three-phase distributed winding of a rotating machine, a rotating magnetic field is produced, and this rotating magnetic field rotates in the synchronous speed. So imagine this is a stator of a machine of electric motor where three-phase winding is distributed in this manner. All the three-phase windings are taken as R, Y and B, red, yellow and blue according to the color of the wire, and these are 120 degrees spaced from each other. So the current, if you see the current in the three phase, that is IR current, IY current and IB current, they will be totaling in balance condition, they will be totaling as 0. But the flux won't be totaling into 0. They will be showing some resultant in a specified direction, rotating in the space with respect to time. So we will study that. Let us see. This is phi r flux produced due to the R phase. This is phi y flux produced due to the Y phase. This is phi b flux produced due to the B phase. Each one of them are 120 degrees separated. So as flux is dependent on the three phase current, if IR equals to Im sin omega t, then phi r will be equals to phi m sin omega t. Similarly, phi y will be equals to phi m sin omega t minus 120 degree, and phi b will be equals to phi m sin omega t minus 240 degree, or phi m sin omega t plus 120 degree. So if we draw the waveform for these three phases, these three fluxes, will be getting a waveform as this. So we will study for this points, we'll study with 4.0, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 and so on. 0.0, that is 0 degree. So at the point 0 where omega t is 0 degree, here phi r will be equals to 0, phi y will be equals to minus root 3 by 2 phi m, phi b will be equals to root 3 by 2 phi m. So let us draw here. Now as phi r is 0, means the red one is 0. So this is 0. We are showing it with grey. Then phi y is minus root 3 by 2 phi m. This minus sign says that 180 degree opposite. 180 degree opposite we need to draw the phasor. So this was the initial phasor of phi y, but due to minus sign we will be drawing the phasor at 180 degree opposite. So 180 degree opposite with some reduced magnitude, that is root 3 by 2 phi m. So if you see just the magnitude, it will be root 3 by 2 phi m. Similarly, we will draw phi b. Phi b will be root 3 by 2 phi m. So here we have drawn phi b in blue color, root 3 by 2 phi m. Now with this and this, we need to find the resultant. So if you draw the parallelogram, again you will get to form a rhombus, and in transformers also we have solved this kind of rhombus in the phasor diagram and we have derived the equation. So basically this resultant will be given as 2 into one of the side multiplied by cos of theta divided by 2. So 2 into root 3 by 2 phi m into cos of 30 degree, because this angle should be divided by 2. This will be the resultant. So if you calculate 2 into root 3 by 2 into cos of 30 degree, you will be getting as 3 by 2 phi m or 1.5 phi m. So the resultant is in downwards direction and its magnitude is 1.5 phi m. Now for at point 1 where omega t is 30 degree, so phi r will be equals to half times phi m, phi y will be equals to minus phi m, and phi b will be equals to phi m by 2. So we will again draw phi r is half times phi m. So this was the for r phase. So we have drawn it half, phi r equals to half time phi m. We have shown this in red color. Then phi y equals to minus phi m. Minus will again denote 180 degree phase shift. So here initially yellow was there, but 180 degree phase shifted. Here we will be drawing the yellow as minus phi m. But for calculation purpose, we will be only taking the magnitude as phi m. Phi b is half times phi m. Again we have drawn phi b as half times phi m. Now we need to find the resultants. Here we are having three phasors. R phasor also, Y phasor also and B phasor also. So this R and B phasor are separated by 120 degree according to the symmetry. So first we will be finding out the resultant of these two. We'll add these two and we'll find the resultant of these two. So we have to do the phasor addition. Again this can form a rhombus and we will find out the phasor addition of this, and the direction for this resultant will be same as the direction of this 5y. So if we again find out 2 into half of phi m into cos of 60 degree. Why 60 degree? Because this angle we need to take divided by 2. So we will be getting as phi r equals to 0.5 of phi m. So if we add 0.5 with phi m, the resultant will be 1.5 phi m. We are going to add magnitude. This negative sign only denotes the direction. This is for 180 degree shift. So here also the resultant is 1.5 pi m. Earlier the resultant was downwards in this direction with same magnitude. Now it has shifted in this direction. Now for 60 degree at point 2. Again we need to calculate phi r, phi y and phi b. So we are getting the values of phi r as root 3 by 2 phi m, phi y as minus root 3 by 2 phi m and phi b as 0. So here we are drawing phi r as root 3 by 2 phi m, then phi y as minus root 3 by 2 phi m. So minus means again 180 degree shift. So here we are getting phi y as minus root 3 by 2 phi m. Then phi b is 0. So again this is grey line, no blue line is shown. Now again we need to find the resultant for these two. These two are equal side. If we draw the parallelogram, what we will be getting? We will be getting a rhombus, and we can solve that rhombus and find out the resultant. Okay, so I'm resultant. This we have already studied in transformers. In transformers phasor diagram. Here we are just concluding. So this phi r will be given as 2 into root 3 by 2 phi m into cos of 30 degree, means cos of this angle divided by 2. So again we will be getting the value as phi r equals to 1.5 phi m. Now it has again shifted to some direction. Earlier it was here, then somewhere here, then again this direction. So it is moving in the clockwise direction with same magnitude. Now at point 3, where omega t is equals to 90 degree. Again you will be calculating phi r, phi y and phi b. Again you can pause the video and see the calculation, and again we are getting resultant over here as 1.5 phi m. So again this has shifted over here. So it is shifting in clockwise manner having a fixed magnitude. So this is how the rotating magnetic field gets generated. Okay, so this rotating magnetic field is having a fixed magnitude value and it is rotating in a clockwise direction, same as the direction of its phase sequences. Phase sequences R, Y, B, and the direction in clockwise direction, and the rotating magnetic field is also moving in the clockwise direction with fixed magnitude. So this picture summarizes how the rotating magnetic field is produced and it gets rotated. Now the speed of this rotating magnetic field or flux is known as synchronous speed, and it is given as ns equals to 120 f upon p. Here f is the supply frequency and p is the number of poles. Now the supply frequency in India is fixed as 50 Hz. So if you take a two-pole machine, what will be ns? 120 into 50 divided by 2, that is 3000 rpm. Rpm is revolution per minute. If you take a four-pole machine, then it will be 15,000 rpm. If you take a 8-pole machine, then it will be 750 rpm. So as you increase the number of poles, speed will decrease. Thank you for listening.